got back to Ryan from Trash Boat's house because we were staying there, and Swifty, the old guitarist, was bladdered, like jumped in a bush, bladdered. I had to pick him out of a bush with his trousers were off at this point for some reason. And we took him back, and I was making food for everyone. And we decided that we'd put cat food into Swifty's cheese toasty. And he was like, Boots la, this is the best cheese toasty I've ever had. Thank you so much. And I was like, no worries, mate. And everyone was howling. He was like, what have you put in it? I was like, oh, it's just cheese, man. And then the cat comes up and one.
This is Bronnie, every Wednesday from 6 p.m. The Bronnie Show on KCC Live.
What's up, guys? You're listening to The Bronnie Show, and I'm joined here with Sammy and Boots from the band WSTR, and they finally have new music out. How's it going, guys?
What's going on? Yeah, all good.
It's good. How are you?
Still bored in the house.
Bored in the house. In the house bored. Wait, how many times? I just want to know this. How many times have people got your name wrong?
Oh. Yeah, countless. It got to a point where it doesn't really even matter anymore to us.
I thought you guys were called Worcesters. Like, when I first saw the name, I was like, this is years ago. I was like, what?
When people are like, hey, aren't you in WSTR? We just say, yeah.
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 Amazing.
It's got to a point, like,
I don't mind.
We actually made a t-shirt, I think it was the year before last, which was like all the wrong names. And we realized that when we put that t-shirt out, it wasn't technically a WSTR t-shirt because it didn't actually have the right name on it.
Yeah.
Even have your name on it? No.
No,
it just had all the wrong ones.
You guys released your latest single, All the Rage, last Friday. Congrats. It's a tune. So how does it finally feel to release a song after a year and a half?
Yeah. Is that how long it is? A year and a half?
Yeah, it feels that long ago, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's good. It's still good. Releasing tunes. Like, I didn't actually know it was that long, but yeah, it makes sense.
We were super eager to put this one out because it had been so long. I think there was a conversation between, all three of us. It was like, this might be the most excited we were to release music, especially for a while. So
in a while, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, especially with lockdown and all that, it must be a good little high to release again.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice having new songs out there, and even making it just new songs for us to listen to as well, because it feels like, yeah, it's been a while since we've, we've been writing, but yeah, like you said, it's been a while since we released anything, so it's cool.
So what was the writing process like? When did you guys start working on it?
I think it was June. It was June, because I was looking back at some of the photos of when we were doing it, and it was, I think the song was written in June last year. But this song was quite different to how we've ever recorded a song before. This one was done completely over Zoom. Mm-hmm. We were working with a producer called Zach Jones, who we really, really, really got on with. And essentially, we did it from home. Sammy recorded the vocals in his bedroom. I controlled his computer over the internet, and Zach recorded everything, guitars and stuff, over there in LA, and then just mixed it and mastered it and sent it us back. It was pretty mad, to be fair. You would never know unless we told you, but it's a pretty cool experience to do it that way, I suppose.
I could do it again.
Yeah,
that
was sick. Have you recorded many demos and stuff like that over lockdown?
Yeah, there's a few last year. We've been doing it that way a lot, haven't we, Boots? Like, just from our rooms.
Yeah, I haven't seen Sammy for a year now. The last time we saw each other was we did our last US tour. We got back, we went to a show in London the next day, and then that was exactly a year ago yesterday. So we haven't seen each other in person for a whole year. But we've seen each other's, face almost every day when we've been doing the demos on Zoom and stuff. But we've got a little system going where we've got a little, online demo rig going where we bounce stuff back and forward and record each other. And it's been, it's not exactly the same as getting in a room together and writing,
Totally.
But we've got around it, we've worked around it, and, done with it what we can, I suppose.
Oh, awesome. Now, Boots, I've been loving your TikToks, your Paramore Still Into You vocal cover. Angelic vocals, dude, loving it. Now, wait, what I want to know is, why would you go out your way to buy microwavable poached eggs? They look like death.
So
what's all that?
So I didn't go out of my
seen
way. Right. Do you know what's gutting, right? Of all the like little bits of music I put on my TikTok, the one about the microwavable eggs has got the most views.
Yeah, it's
so
always
that probably
like the
says
random,
something.
like, shit ones. It's like, why did that get all the views? Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah. The story behind that is I didn't actually go out of my way to buy them. Someone bought me them as a jokey present.
Right.
And I thought I'd try them and, see what they were like. And I put that video up, and there was a girl who replied to that TikTok being like, this is the poached eggs that you get in Wetherspoons. And I was like, you're joking. So if you ever go to, if you ever go to Spoons, she worked there apparently. If you ever go to Spoons and you have a poached egg, it's from a microwave.
Ouch. Spoons breakfasts as well, they're like top tier. Now I'm just put off.
I don't think I've ever had a poached egg in the Spoons breakfast though. It's always just like a fry up or something. You know what I mean? Like a fried egg. So I've avoided the microwave poached egg.
Lucky.
Until now.
So normally when you guys write songs, this is pre-lockdown. What usually happens? Is there, someone specifically comes up with an idea? Does someone kind of take control of the lyrics? Someone takes control of the music? Or is it just different each time?
It can be different. Like lyrics and all vocals usually is usually me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like with music ideas, it can come from any of us. Really, like Alex, he's not here right now. It's his dog's birthday. Happy birthday, Mia.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's
first birthday. So.
He started coming up with like, some lyrics and stuff recently, which is pretty cool. Like it's like he didn't used to, but there's been some stuff that's like made it in. So it's not really always me.
Sometimes Sammy will send me a voice note of a riff he's got in his head, or some notes that he's got in his head, and then we'll just try and flesh it out, and over Zoom and stuff. Or like I'll send him like a demo that I've started, or maybe I'll send him a snippet of like a riff, and then it's different for each time really. There's not any set sort of thing.
Oh great, yeah. And so what I think a lot of people want to know is your latest single, is that a one-off song, or not to give anything away? Is it going to be, a part of something bigger sometime this year, or?
No, it's one-off for now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like, record as such in the timeline. There is more stuff coming out, though, which we're excited about.
Yeah. We're just writing how we're, like, coming up with stuff we like, writing songs we like, and just putting them out at the moment. That's literally the vibe at the moment.
I think that's the best,
Yeah.
And the fans obviously love it, and obviously you can't tour with them yet, so
no.
You kind of just don't want to throw away a load of songs yet, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now we are going to play a quick game. This is the Would You Rather Musician Edition.
Would you rather? 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 Would you rather eat that shit or breathe?
So we're going to cue the serious music. Okay, so number one is, would you rather never play an instrument again, or never sing and songwrite ever again?
That's easy. I don't really play instruments anyway, so
yeah, for you.
I would rather never play an instrument.
I think I might do the same.
Yeah. Coming from my spot.
Because you could still, if you couldn't play an instrument, you could still, like you do, Sammy, already. You don't play an instrument, you can still write music. But what good would it just be able to sit and play in your room and not be able to actually write? So I think I'll say the same.
Who said play in a room though? You would never be able to tour. You'd never be able to play a show.
Well, no.
You could just stand and do backing vocals or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick. I'm going to stick with my answer there. I think.
Yeah.
Epic. Number two is, would you rather play sold-out shows in 100-cap venues all over the world and crazy intimate venues, and play whenever you want, or would you rather play filled stadiums around the world, but you can only play 3 times in a year?
Small rooms for me.
Yeah.
Small rooms.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I've had some bands play just stadiums 3 times. I'm like, okay. Now, number 3 is, you can only listen to 1 decade's worth of music forever, what decade are you guys gonna pick?
Oh my god.
So different, because I think
That's
of
hard.
childhood, then I think of
It's
now,
gotta be
or
like
back in, yeah. It's hard.
it's like late, like can I cross over like late 90s, early 2000s?
I'll let you. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That,
90
like,
to,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have said it's
Like,
not a
no-
decade,
I mean-
but 95 to 05 would be my.
That, yeah, that.
Oh, also,
Mine's
yeah.
close, yeah. Like whenever like American Idiot and that came out, I think that was about 2005,
Was that-
6, maybe earlier.
Yeah,
I
2004.
want to say 2003, 2004, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
banging it.
I'm in that.
Yeah.
I'm in that bracket as well. Then.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's been a year and a half since you released Filthy. So that means it's been a year and a half since I supported you guys at Liverpool. Now, that was such a fun gig.
Was
The
fun.
crowd
Yeah, it
was
was
insane.
great.
Yeah, one of my
Yeah, that
favorite
was a
ever
lot of fun.
shows. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
No.
So
Oh,
Thanks
you're
for playing.
welcome. We should
Yeah,
do it
also-
again.
Isn't it?
we still have to play
yeah,
next
thank you.
time. Like, that'll be sick. So you guys, did you guys have any tours or festivals booked in before COVID struck?
No,
No.
we just like we've been touring a lot, and we luckily before it hit, we like we'd actually asked for time off to write,
Mm-hmm.
so we weren't expecting like this much time off.
Yeah,
But
a full year.
Nah.
yeah, but we didn't actually have anything booked, so luckily we didn't have to cancel anything. Like I know like a lot of people, like a lot of our friends had to cancel a whole bunch of stuff, which sucked, but no, we got off with that one.
How would you describe your music to new people on this show?
Hard.
Just pop punk in it, really. Like,
Yeah?
you can try and get away from it as much as possible. Like we have like tried in the past to be like, oh, we're not a pop punk band. Like we are. Like it's just pop punk music, really. Pop rock.
Do you know what?
Pop punk.
That talking about that has been a thing for us, especially in the last since Filthy came out, maybe even just before then until now. We've been really like that with our music, like with our writing. There's been so much up and down and back and forward and side to side with us wanting to, veer out and try something new. And I think we are doing that. But I think we've like recently, it's just been like, we're trying to be something we're not. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I totally
or
get
we're
you,
trying to be, So, and we love writing the music that we already do. So I think it's
just what we
reining it
write.
in.
It's just
Yeah, you know
like,
what works.
not easy, but it's just like what comes out. So yeah, that's it. Like
Yeah.
how
Okay.
I think
goes.
it's that thing with like every album. It's like, oh, you got to do something different because people are going to be like, oh my god, this is the same as the last. Or if you do something like too similar, it's that finding that middle ground. But I think we've at parts in the last year or year and a half, we've just maybe tried a bit hard, too hard
I
to
agree.
sort of do that.
There was some crazy demos which were like, like I mean, there's cool songs in there, but like they're kind of like almost too different. Like it just doesn't really.
You
work.
still want it to be Waster. And it's just,
yeah, it needs to be. Yeah,
It has to be. Yeah.
it's just what it is.
totally. So I know you all kind of met differently. Sammy and Alex, you guys met at the beginning, did you? And then you met Tom through touring?
We
or-
already knew each other. Me and Alex, we're both
Yeah.
from Wrexham, like little town in Wales. So we already knew each other. Boots we met through. He was our tour manager.
You called me Tom there, didn't you?
Yeah. Boots was our tour manager, and we had an issue. One of our old members was not very well, so he couldn't do a tour, and Boots kind of stayed in, filled in for him on a tour around Europe, I think it was, and then he just stayed because the old member decided to step down, and he said he wasn't coming back. So we were like, "Do you want to just do it?" And after a lot of hard thinking,
Awesome.
he decided to say yeah, and that and that was.
I remember where I was when I got the call. I can't remember who called me. It was it might have been Andy at the time. It might have been you, Sammy. I can't remember. But I was on tour managing another band in Bristol, and someone rang me like, "Oh, by the way, Swifty's not doing the tour. Can you do it?" And I was like, "It's like in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I had sort of like 2 weeks to learn the bits, and we had I think we had maybe. Oh, I think we did do a few practices, but yeah, it was like sweet, yeah. And I never really thought it was going to be a permanent thing. And I think you guys asked me, I can't remember after what show it was, like, "Oh, are you going to do it? Do you want to join then?" And I was like, "No, I can't," because I was in my old band led by Latins at the time, and I was like, I've moved to Birmingham to be in a band with them, and I didn't want to let them down and stuff, but then I was just like, nah, I think it just felt like the right thing to do, and they were really cool about it, my old band, and we took them on tour like last year.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still really good friends with them. It was the right thing to do,
That's great. Yeah, glad you said yes. So growing up, I guess you guys were always into music and playing and stuff. So who were your inspirations growing up, and have you been able to meet them yet through touring?
Met a hell of a lot of people. My like OGs were Blink-182, and no, I've not met Blink yet. Who else is there? I mean, yeah, we've met people from like Newfound and stuff, festivals and stuff like that, and that was pretty cool. And I can't even think off the top of my head. Yeah, there's been a few cool people we've met, but
my favourite band of all time are Green Day, and I'm yet to meet anyone from Green Day. I think I don't ever get sort of like starstruck, but I think if I met Billy Joe Armstrong, I'd probably be a little bit like, oh my God. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
But yeah, like Sammy said about Newfound, yeah, like they were always a really, they were always one of my favourite bands, and I've toured with them with Trashboat in the States once. That was fun. So yeah, getting to meet them was cool. But I don't actually think I've met many of my heroes, to be honest. I met Charlie Simpson at Slam Dunk the year before last. Yeah. I used to busted. Didn't
you chase after him?
Oh, shut up! Oh no, that's not what happened. But it was.
So you got
to
tell us now what happened.
No, that's a complete lie. Nothing like that happened. We were in the guest area, and I was like, hello. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I was always a massive Busted fan. I think Busted were like probably the reason I started playing guitar. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, James Bourne's the reason why I started songwriting.
Yeah,
he's a good writer.
Great songwriter.
Nice.
Yeah,
good songwriter.
But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I've met many of my heroes as per se.
Yeah, I nearly met Billy Joe Armstrong in Newport Beach in California. We were walking down the beach, and we got chatting to this woman. She's like a male lady, just like handing all the posts out and stuff. And she was handing out a package, and then we just got chatting to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, are you here to kind of see Billy Joe Armstrong?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's his house. He's just bought us like a holiday home, like right here. He's literally just like left his house half an hour ago, but loads of fans are trying to find him." And we were like, "What?" So that was it was half an hour off meeting him, hopefully, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Some of my friends met him at Glastonbury, I think. Well, the last time it was, and they were like,
"Oh yeah,
hanging out with him." I was so jealous. I
would love to meet Dave Grohl's my dude. I would love to meet him. He seems ace.
That'd be cool.
I just love his stories. All of his interviews are just so interesting.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I love that. Did you ever watch that Sound City documentary?
Yes. Oh
that
my
was
god!
Great.
Yeah.
When it was like him and Paul McCartney like jamming in a room, it was so sick.
It's insane.
Pretty sick.
Oh my god, Paul McCartney, what a legend! Right, so it is time for Song of the Week.
Song of the Week. Song of the Week.
Yeah. It can be, a song that changed your life, a guilty pleasure. You get to pick one each, so or a song that reminds you of the band or whatever. What song are you guys gonna pick for your Song of the Week?
I should have thought about this prior
me too.
to coming on, because I haven't. Wow.
Or what's a song that you've been jamming out to lately?
One of my favorite songs of all time, like for when I was a kid, is called "Reckless Abandon" by Blink-182.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorites. I'm gonna stick with that before I go down a hole of other stuff. But yeah, I'm going with that.
I was gonna go with a guilty pleasure, but I'm not gonna do that. I've been.
What was it?
I was going to be a Busted one because we're talking about Busted, but
That's cool.
I've been listening to the new Nothing Nowhere's album. That's just come out. I've been jamming that, and then his song "Fake Friend" that he released like a couple of months ago. I really like that, so that's going to be mine.
Amazing. I'll be playing those tunes. So this is one that I like to do with bands. So let's flash forward. You guys are 80 and you're looking back at life. Now, what are some of the craziest, tour memories, tour nights out, random shit you guys have got yourself into? Don't worry about keeping it PG. What's like some of the most random memories you guys have about being a band?
Well, I've got one about before I was even in the band, but when I was still tour managing the band. It was the band's first time playing Slam Dunk, and we'd got back to Ryan from Trash Boat's house because we were staying there, and Swifty, the old guitarist, was bladdered, like jumped in a bush, bladdered. I had to pick him out of a bush with his trousers were off at this point for some reason, and we took him back, and I was making food for everyone, and we decided that we'd put cat food into Swifty's cheese toasty.
Oh, so, amazing.
I'm trying to think how to make this story short, but essentially he was eating this cheese toasty, and he was like, Boots la, this is the best cheese toasty I've ever had. Thank you so much. And I was like, no worries, mate. And everyone was howling. He was like, what have you put in it? I was like, oh, it's just cheese, man. And then the cat comes up and starts sniffing the sandwich, and the Swifty's like, does your cat like cheese toasties? And Ryan was like, yeah, man, loves cheese toasties. Turned out he ate cat food. He turned out and went and like threw up in the toilet. That was pretty funny. It's not that crazy, but it's memorable. It's a memorable story.
That is very memorable.
There's a lot of crazy ones. One of my favorites, and like, I'm not trying to sell you out, Boots, but this one is funny. This one.
I know what this is going to be, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Going to be about Billy Talent, isn't it?
It's Billy Talent, yeah. So we played Redland Leeds, which in itself was a cool milestone of ours. Never thought we'd it's an iconic festival. Never thought we'd do anything like that. And we were super early on in our career, and we were like, what the hell? Like, yeah, let's do it. And we shared the stage. I think it was Leeds, but I think Billy Talent headlined it, and like we like Billy Talent, and like we were like trying to remember the name of the big song, which is it Red Flag? I think it's Red Flag. In the van, and like we were we were all on a high because we were like we just play Red and Leeds, and so we were. There might have been, I don't know, substance involved or whatever, but we got into the guest area, and Boots recognised, I think it was the bassist anyway, and he was tour managing us at the time, and he went up to him, and he was like, yo, you're my favourite band. I love Red Flag is like my favourite song of all time, hands down. Wasted, it's an honor for Wasted to share the stage, which I mean it is like, but it was just like I was dying. And then he goes, he handed me the phone and he said, take a picture of us two. So I'm like, okay. So I took a picture, and then he hands the guy the phone, and he's like, just put your number in there, dude. And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And just walked off. And it was hands down one of the best burns I ever had.
Oh
I don't think he walked off. I don't think he walked off. I think you exaggerated that.
Off. He goes, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And that was it.
That's so awkward.
And that was it.
I'm crying. I know you'll see this if it's on YouTube, but if it's on the radio, I'm crying with laughter because that brings back so many memories that weekend.
It was.
I have no idea why I did that. Very drunk, and
that's amazing.
I mean, there's loads of crazy stuff that happens. Loads of like mental places we've been that we thought we'd never see, and bands we didn't ever expect to tour with and stuff like that. And we're all obviously super thankful and feel super lucky for all of them. But it's little like moments like that.
Little things like that, yeah.
It's just like make a tit out of himself is their kind of better memories. Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know, but I thought that was funny.
That's great.
Yeah, it was. It's funny, and it gets brought up. I think every interview we do ever.
Oh, really?
So, and it doesn't get any less funny.
Amazing. So, talking about milestones and all that, what are your biggest milestones? Ever really? Are there any countries you never thought you'd visit? Any festivals or tours you still can't get over playing? Tell me all.
Yeah, I'd never even really left where I live until the band, really. Same for most of us. Boots was already tour managing and stuff. I think you were like a bit experienced with places and stuff. The rest of us weren't. We'd never really ventured out of hometown, or like I moved to Liverpool and didn't really go anywhere else. I think I went to London and stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
So like honestly, the first time we got played on, say, Radio 1, that was milestone number 1. That was crazy. And then first time we got signed by a record label again was like crazy. And then we did our first tour, and we left the city, and it was just around the UK, and there was people there, and that was crazy. And then festivals also, like Brendan Leeds was crazy, Australia, and then America. Slam Dunk Festival was cool. That was a big one. Download Festival was one of my favorites because that was the first festival I ever went to. Just honestly, like, sounds cheesy, but just everything we've done, is, especially
the last couple of years. Like, it's just been one thing. Like, the last couple of years has been great. It's just been like the next thing, like we did the shows with the Offspring. I don't know if you mentioned that, Sammy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I never thought ever, you know what I mean? I listened to the Offspring growing up, and Sammy loves the Offspring, and like, that's something that I never thought I'd do. Touring America, it's just, before you tour America when you're growing up, you think it's just something that like huge bands do, you know what I mean? So for me, doing the States, we've been lucky enough to do it, like 4 or 5 times now. That's a big thing. And like you say, main stage Slam Dunk as well.
You definitely like lockdown. You realize you take it all for granted completely, and it's everything we've ever done. To me, is a milestone. Honestly, it's like looking back, you feel super lucky to just do any of those things. We never thought we would. So
yeah, especially I guess looking down, looking back through lockdown as well.
Yeah,
I sit back and go, oh my gosh, we've done a lot.
Yeah, in a short space of time as well, and it's like having time to like settle down, think things over, like, because we've been in the house a lot. It's like, it's a big change. It's mental. It's like, but we feel super lucky, super blessed to share those experiences with each other and everyone else we've shared them with. It's been a crazy ride for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Amazing. So we have our last game. Now this is 2 truths, 1 lie.
2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie.
So I'll be reading out three facts. You guys have got to choose a lie. Right. So number 1. In the 1980s in the UK, Fleetwood Mac's album Tango in the Night sold more than U2's The Joshua Tree album. Number 2, in the UK, Adele's album 21 has sold more than Michael Jackson's album Thriller to date. Or number 3, in the UK, Eminem's album The Marshall Mathers LP sold more than Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill album. Which one is the lie?
Maybe, I think the first one. About Fleetwood.
Yeah, Sammy, what are you going to say?
I want it to be number 2, but I don't think it is.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Adele sold more than, because, like, I don't know, thinking about like streaming and selling that, there's blows my head off anyway. But I think I'm just going to go for one and stick with one.
I said that wrong. I really don't want it to be number 2. Like, no shade on Adele. I just don't want her her album to sell out.
So which one do you think is the lie?
MJ, because I feel like it's a bit tragic. I might go with number 1.
Yeah?
Both
of you go for number 1. Well,
you
guys are wrong. It was number 3. Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill album actually sold a few more than Eminem's. It wasn't by a lot though, so that's why I was like, oh, might get you out. But yeah, how mad's that?
Both great albums though.
Yeah,
both
100%.
Timeless albums. Yeah, I didn't want to like touch them because I wasn't sure. But,
yeah. Fair.
I wasn't sure at all, to be honest. I was just going for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to pick 3 really hard ones and just see. What is next for Waster? Do you guys have anything planned, or are you planning any shows, or is it kind of touch and go?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's touch and go. We're just writing music, just doing our thing as much as we can in lockdown, really.
The priority, like when we spoke to each other, is the conversations have been, let's just like write loads of fucking music that we want to write, and the music we love, and put it out. It's what we're here to do, I suppose. And
yeah.
Obviously, with festival season coming up, like all the festivals for this year are mainly bands that were booked for last year. So it's like I'm not really seeing us playing any shows anytime soon, if I'm going to be brutally honest. For me, my priority is just to write music and put it out. That and I know it's the same for Sammy because we've spoken about it.
Yeah, work on an album at some point. I saw, did Download get?
It just got postponed. Yeah. Next year.
Till 22. Yeah.
It's looking tough. Like it's looking like, because I know we've just like soon we're allowed like 6 people in the park or something together. But like if people think it's a big jump to go from like a month later to 80,000 people.
Yeah, I can't
in a field
see
together. You know what I mean?
Happening. I can't see Leeds Festival.
Kind of similar.
I know.
I want it to. Obviously, like I hope.
Yeah.
Hope miraculously it happens. Hope everyone gets to go have fun. But like, just I don't know. Judging on the year we've had, I'm just a little.
Well, it's just
Seems
that I hope the vaccines are all working
optimistic.
and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw 94% of everyone who got emailed have taken the vaccine. 94%. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I think
So it's all about if the cases rise, it's all about the death. So it's just like if they just keep going down, just gotta hope for it.
For sure, yeah.
Just gonna say, I'm trying not to be too. I think there's definitely a delay. I was just saying, I'm just trying to be not too optimistic and just be happy with whatever happens. That's all.
Totally. So we're gonna end with some fan questions. So. Number 1, these are like kind of anonymous. So what are your top 3 Waster songs?
Go on, Sammy, you go first.
That's like the worst. That's like the hardest question ever.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we do live? What are your 3 favourite Waster songs to play live? Maybe a bit easier.
Filthy's cool because it's new. We haven't played it a million times. It's quite like fan interactive as well. Like I don't have to sing that much. What else is good to play live? Featherweight is fire live, to be fair. Featherweight is always. It used to be like our opener for a long time, and like that's kind of stuck with me. That was a good opener.
I love Silly Me and Crisis, to be honest. They're just fun to play on the guitar. For me personally, it's fun to play on the guitar.
Yeah, I don't really vibe Silly Me live. I mean, I do vibe it, but not as. See You in Hell's really nice. It's one I thought I'd never like to do live, but like because I was not really about the stripped back acoustic side of things live, but it actually was quite intimate and like really nice. And I don't have to sing that much, so it's always nice to take a break.
Yeah.
Have a rest.
Right, number 2, will you be touring Europe when lockdown is over?
I mean,
I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
with Brexit and stuff, I really don't know the answer to that. I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't know. We'll see.
Knows, yeah.
I hope so, obviously, but we'll see.
100%. Right, question number 3. Do you guys consider yourselves to be a Liverpool band?
I mean, it's a hard one now, isn't it?
It's a tough one. Yeah, no.
No.
Probably not anymore, you know? Like when we first
We're
started.
all Welsh in the band now, you know?
Yeah, legit, yeah. Like
what would you say is your hometown show, though?
I mean,
was
I'm
Liverpool.
from, like, North.
It's always been Liverpool.
Yeah.
But that's only because I live here now and my mates are from here. But like, I guess it's not anymore. When we first started, obviously most of the band was from here. Our practice room was here. Everything was done out of my house and stuff. But obviously, as time's gone on, I suppose we're not. No, we're not a local band.
It's really hard to pin down. Like our sort of headquarters now, if you like, is, I don't know if you stayed with us at the college, Bronnie, but like I live in this place in Birmingham where we sort of, when the world's normal, we put up bands when they're on tour and they stay over and stuff. And that's actually how I met Waster. They stayed over. That's the first time we met, you know. And but so we do everything from there, really. Whenever we have tour rehearsals or, you know, we're talking about doing music videos and stuff, we kind of meet up there. So, but we're definitely not a Birmingham band. It's just that I live there. So I don't know. I mean, on the last tour, I'd say the hometown show was the Chester show because it was closest to Liverpool and Wrexham. So over there,
we're just mongrels.
Yeah.
Just like Chicago's our hometown show.
Chicago is literally our best-selling city in the whole world.
Chicago's,
literally.
Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh! I was on tour.
Anywhere around there.
It's fucking freezing in December as well, and I was just like,
yeah, we've been there, and it's cold.
Dude, we did I think it was the last tour, the one with Grace Cale and Hot Mulligan and Lurk, and we played Iowa City, which is, I think, inland somewhere. It was, don't quote me on the numbers because it was in Fahrenheit, but it was something ridiculous, like -40 or something like that. And I went outside. I was trying to get a haircut.
Blizzard.
Yeah.
It was a legit blizzard.
I went outside and I had it was that cold. I had a runny nose. I could feel my snot freezing coming out my nose. God. It was sorry to be graphic, but it was painful to be outside
when you're loading out and everything, trying to get everything in and out. And venues never have
upstairs as well.
It's just
always
venue toilets in the winter are just no go.
Do you know what we played in Warsaw in Poland on my first tour actually, and it was that cold. This is a bit of a funny moment. We walked around the corner, me and Chris, our sound guy, and it was that cold that the handle on the door became so brittle that it snapped off.
Oh my God.
And he tried to open the door and he just went flying on the ice. And do you remember how cold it was there, Sammy? We stayed in that hostel.
It's awful.
It's like enough that Iowa City.
I think I quit the band 6 times that tour just because I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too cold. It's literally too cold.
That is Iowa City and Warsaw on that tour is hands down the coldest place I've ever been in my whole life. Without a doubt, it was painful.
Not fun.
No.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the Bronnie Show. Where can everyone find you guys?
Thank you for asking us. It's literally Waster Band on everything.
Yeah.
WSTR.
Everything. Waster Band.
That's right.
WSTR and band.
On all the stuff.
Amazing.
Everything that you need to have.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
This is Bronnie on KCC Live. Follow Bronnie everywhere at Bronnie Music.